Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt. Today's video is a video that has three parts: a fail, a great success, and a challenge. But first, let's start with the fail. This son of a Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye. Blended straight whiskeys, 113 proof. America. I haven't shot a Will It Blend video for like 3 years because those videos didn't do very well. Not a lot of people watched them. So what I did was shot a Will It Blend video today, but I didn't title it Will It Blend because if I had, you wouldn't be watching this. But instead, what I did was not title it that. So you are watching this and tricked ya, you son of a bitch. This Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye is a boo rye. It's a bourbon blended with a rye. A bourbon mash bill blended with a rye mash bill. It's 30% Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, aged 9 years, and 70% Kentucky straight rye whiskey, aged 7 years. Now I do love me some Knob Creek single barrels, both the bourbons and the ryes, but for some reason, when you put them together in this ratio, this smells weird and not great. Ugh. It's sour in a way that you don't want a sour smell to smell. Huh. I'm sure there are some of you out there who enjoy this Knob Creek varietal, but it kind of smells like a men's deodorant produced by someone like Jake Paul that you sprayed on your underpits. And that deodorant's scent was named something like Deep Woods Durex. It smells like a pine-scented condom. That's pretty accurate. No offense to the Jim Beam Distillery. I've loved a ton of their shit this year. Cheap shit, expensive shit, a lot of their shit. This, though, is not the shit. Going for a sip, down the hatch. Palate, better than the nose, but still not fantastic. It is discombobulated, it is nutty, and then it is like funky, rubbery, then a bit minty. It's all over the place. Sometimes when something is all over the place, you can appreciate it because sometimes when it's in various places, it's good in those places. But this seems to not ever find a place that it's good at. Everywhere it goes, it's kind of like, ugh. So this bottle, the Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye, would fall on my list of most disappointing whiskeys I've purchased this year. Was it super expensive? Not super, but it was like 50 bucks, which is kind of expensive for something you hate. But what this bottle did do was get old Duder's head running. My brain started storming, like a low pressure system and a high pressure system mixed with warm water and cold air, some sort of El Nino or El Nino, depending on the year, all came together at the exact same point, and my brain started storming. And that brainstorm resulted in this video, because in this video, this fail turned into a great success, like I said at the beginning. By the way, Knob Creek Bourbon X Rye receives a score from me of, calculate, carry the one, 5.8. Don't like it. So what I did do was this. I started looking around my garage and I was like, what would be something that would taste good together? For a while I've been thinking about blending Jim Beam Winter's Reserve with Jim Beam Devil's Cut. This bottle and this bottle, what resulted was not a terrible marriage, but a blend that would just make it wasn't worth the video. No. Instead, after scouring the garage for what felt like at least a minute, my eyes fell to these two bottles, and I said to myself, good God, Porter, this might be big. I grabbed a Bourbon Junkies barrel proof Jack Daniels selection, and I grabbed a Jack Daniels barrel proof rye single barrel, and I said, Matt, if these two mixed together 50-50, what would happen? Would it be any good? In my mind, I thought for sure it would be good, but I wasn't quite positive, although I was pretty sure. What resulted was this. Literal friggin' magic. Oh, hell yeah. Now, I don't want to pretend like I'm the first person to do this. I'm the first person that I know who's done this, but I'm sure that some of you out there have already done this. There might be other channels on the internet who have done this, but not that I'm aware of. Not that I've gone public with it. But publicly, 50-50, this whiskey turns into a mother friggin' monster. Tons of fruit leather. The Mike and Ikes that aren't like the green box of Mike and Ikes, but the red box of Mike and Ikes that are just red flavors. Yeah. Little bit of Tootsie Roll, and also there are some floral aspects coming out of this glass. Neither the Tennessee whiskey at barrel proof or the rye whiskey at barrel proof took over. Instead, they kind of like put themselves together like a fancy gear set and spun themselves into something delicious. Wow. These two mash bills don't fight against each other. Instead, they're working well together, like a plumber and an electrician who both enjoy the same type of music at the same volume, who really could give a shit less about the project they're working on. After you. No, after you. Tons of French toast notes. I know that these are single barrels and that every single barrel is different, but in this situation, these two barrels go together like peas and carrots, like Forrest and Jenny. I must have had about 30 Dr. Peppers. The things that are coming out of this glass, especially on the nose, wild. As this sits in the glass and as you work your way through it, it gets more complex, more complicated, and the notes just start building on each other. I'm at cream soda now. After I take a sip, who knows where I'll be. So hear me out. If you have a bottle of Jack Daniel's barrel proof Tennessee whiskey and a bottle of Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye whiskey, pretty sure I said that right. If you have those two bottles, put them together 50-50, then play with the ratios a little bit. I haven't even played with the ratios. I just did 50-50 and was like, damn. It has potential like a 6'5" 21-year-old Colombian baseball player who moved from Colombia to Crow Creek, South Dakota to play Little League Baseball. Has that much potential. Does this work for you like it worked for me? Because it worked for me really well. But also in the comment section below, I need this from you. This is the final part of the video that I talked about at the beginning, the challenge section, the challenge portion. What I need from you is this. I want you to look through your bottles and find bottles from the same distillery, be it Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Wild Turkey, MGP. Find out what bottles from that distillery blend together to make something wonderful. Put that little blend in the comment section below, and then in the future I'm gonna make a video that uses those blends from the comment section to find out which viewer came up with the best blend using bottles from the same distillery. Try not to make it too difficult. And that's the challenge, and that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I adore you. Almost as much as I adore this. Raspberries. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on not letting a dud like this ruin your day. But instead, take that dud, turn it upside down, and make it a pup. Matter of fact, scratch all that. I feel like what I'm trying to say is, you know what I mean. And if you don't know what I mean, then come back to tomorrow's video or the next video that I put out, and you will understand that. Just come back. Please, just come back. Come back.